Now, by this time, you should have VS Code installed or one of the text editors installed. Many people who are new to programming and they install VS Code or any of these text editors get very overwhelmed thinking, what is this tool? What do I do with it? And that is why I'm creating this video. So basically, a text editor just is needed for one major feature that we use it for, and that is syntax highlighting. So if I go to the VS Code website and it has a demo of some code written over here. So one of the features which I said is syntax highlighting, which any text editor provides. And what it does is that when you write code, let's say you write import app from app, right? It basically highlights and colors certain pieces of code. So it's easy for us to read. You see some things as green, some are blue, some is light blue and stuff like that. It's just syntax highlighting. So it's easy for us to understand and scan through the code. So that's the number one reason why we use a text editor. So if you're writing code in JavaScript, it's going to highlight different words differently for JavaScript. If you are writing Python or C# or C++ or Go language, it's going to highlight different words based on the syntax of that particular language. So that's the number one thing why we use a text editor. It has other features as well. So let's say one is like the Explorer section. So there's an Explorer. So basically I've created a folder, and if I just import it over here, it's going to refresh and import all the files which I have in my app project. So if I double click over here, my app project is totally empty. It has nothing inside. So if I want to start writing some code, I can create new files. And let's say I'm going to create index.html. And over here, I'm going to click this button and create app.js. And you see over here, those files are created. So if I have a big project and it has a lot of files, a lot of folders, so I'm going to create a subfolder. And maybe this subfolder has this particular app.js over there. It's going to help me manage all of this from the Explorer section. So I can simply click over here and just go to that particular page and start writing that code. It has a lot of different shortcuts as well. So if I want to switch from file to file, I can do Command P and I can look up all the files that I have. So I can just type in index and it's going to search the index word file in my entire app folder. All right. So those are certain tools that it has. I'm going to expose you and make you aware of different features that I use that make my life easy, but do not be overwhelmed. It's just a piece of software for helping us code more than anything. It has a feature to find and replace words or find certain pieces of code in our entire app folder. It has Git integration, which is very helpful, but a lot of people just use the command line. It has some debugging features, which a lot of people use, but again, there are other features, there are other methods of debugging as well, which we're going to look into. It has an extension feature, so there are a lot of tools that can be installed for organizing code and code beautification and stuff like that. So it's a pretty powerful software, VS Code in particular, but the number one reason why we use VS Code or any text editor is for syntax highlighting. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to share with you that do not be scared of VS Code or any text editor. But one last thing that you're going to pretty much enjoy is that it has something called color themes. So you can actually select different colors that you want VS Code to be in of your liking. And you can actually customize your own colors as well and get even more styles as well. But I like to stick to the default, so I'm going to stay with that. And I'm going to talk to you in the next video.